everybody.
Howdy.
We're at Game Dave's house.
Yeah, we just broke in again, as usual.
You guys got to quit doing that. It's really
We're going to look at his games.
Yeah, and I see you guys got your digitally distracted.
Yeah.
Glow-in-the-dark wristbands.
Official wristbands. That's good. That is good.
We're here for Too Many Games, which starts tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But
It'll be after the fact when you see this.
Yeah. But we're just going to pick some games off the shelves and talk about them.
There are quite a few of them.
Yeah.
This right here, behind Corey, is the actual Famicorner.
Yes, this is, even though it's flat.
It's not in a corner.
It's a wall. It just didn't make sense to actually film in a corner. But yeah, this is where I put all the Japanese import stuff, at least cartridge-based Japanese import stuff. Generally, if it's like an optical, format game, I keep it with the actual rest of the American stuff.
And you don't always get games in the box, but you kind of have a tendency to.
Yes, especially with Famicom games, it's getting harder to find the, good condition, complete in box Famicom games. And
right.
it's cool that they have the different cart colors. I know you're a little OCD about your carts and your boxes being the same size on your shelves.
I mean, for Famicom, it's consistently inconsistent, so I like that.
Yeah, because you'll have like Crazy Climber, which is one size, and then you'll have King Kong 2, which doesn't match it.
Mm-hmm.
Coming soon, by the way.
King Kong 2.
It's an odd thing, the way that they've decided to do their boxes, but I don't know. Just complete, you gotta have the whole thing.
Yeah.
Feels more legit.
So, let's take a look. What do you got? We were just talking about this, and I think it's like pretty crazy you ended up buying this.
So why do you think that's crazy?
Because a lot of people say, "Oh, it's so expensive for what it is."
What is it? The Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2.
For the Switch.
I picked it up because I have Prime.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime. That's the only reason, the discount.
I want to get it, but I think that it's definitely gonna.
What's your prediction? Making it now. How low do you think this will go in the next 6 months?
$20.
$20.
I don't think there's any evidence yet for how Switch price drops or what trajectory that's going to take.
I don't think it's going to get... I think it's going to hit 30 maybe, which is basically what I paid for it.
You think so?
That's why I was like, yeah, just get it now.
Yeah.
People were excited about it, though. I mean, it's good. It's good reviews happening.
I was looking at this last night. I think you haven't had this long. This Hori Commander Black for the Famicom.
Yeah, so this is another one of those Famicom controllers that uses the serial port or the extension port on the Famicom. It doesn't use the standard NES style ports.
And I guess it has turbo buttons. That's really the only advantage.
Yeah, and it has like the speed for A and B individuals, so you can change how fast that turbo is.
They made a very similar controller for the PC Engine with the same orange D-pad, buttons, controller scheme, color scheme. And I bought one for the PC Engine that is larger and it's got like 6 buttons. And I've got the Super Game Boy Commander. So I got the Super Game Boy Commander about 6 months ago, and I had no idea that they had this whole Commander series in Japan. But Hori makes good controllers, so I was interested to see that.
If you go third party with really anything, this is the way to go, Hori Commander. But the reason I even started getting Hori Commander controllers is because of the very hard to find Hori 4 players adapter for the Famicom. There were some games that were made for 4 players, and I think there were some 5-player games for the Famicom. A lot of the Kunio-kun games will throw out some 4-player stuff. The problem with this adapter is it's not your standard NES port. It's the same as the expansion port serial plug for the Famicom. So
Famicom only.
Yeah, so I had to buy a bunch of Hori adapters.
Oh, you mean the plugs that you
the plugs
on
for
this
the controllers
and
are also that same port. And
which I guess makes sense because it was sold in Japan. That port didn't exist in Japan until the AV Famicom was released in, I think, 93.
Correct. And this is the only 4-player adapter technically that exists for the Famicom. You cannot, even if you have an AV Famicom and you have the 4-score, doesn't work.
Interesting.
Because those ports aren't made to recognize multiple controllers. The serial is, or the extension ports. So that's why it's an expensive investment just to get this, and then to have to get 4 Hori controllers to use it with. It's pretty crazy, but Famicom,
I'm kind of surprised at the amount of WWF and WCW games that you have in 64.
I am not. I mean, I know that wrestling games are kind of at home on the N64. Like, that's the thing. I mean, but they were not my childhood games. Basically, what happened, if I break it down, is there was this crazy game lot that this guy was selling. I told you guys about this. And it was a friend of a coworker. He was like, hey, my buddy's getting rid of all this Nintendo stuff. I think it's like Nintendo games. Do you want it? And I was like, yeah, what's he kind of looking to get? He was planning to take it all to GameStop because he thought he might get some cash. And I saw a couple pictures. There was like a Tupperware box. There was like an NES in there and a couple, common, somewhat uncommon games. So I said, tell him I'd give him $100 for everything if, he's trying to get rid of it. And he said yes. And then I went to pick it all up, and it was 3 giant Tupperware bins of games. N64 consoles, Super Nintendo, NES consoles, 2 of them. A bunch of controllers, tons of boxed N64 games, a lot of wrestling games. That's why I have 2 copies of the collector's edition Zelda games, because he had them.
You just had no idea how much stuff it was when you made the offer.
No, I just...
And he took it.
And he took it. And I felt, after I got everything, because my coworker picked it up from him, and then I was like, what the heck is going on here? I got home, and I'm starting going through. There's Super Mario RPG was in there, complete, Earthworm Jim, Doom. So, yeah, I felt pretty guilty, but I don't know the guy, so I had no way to be like, hey, can I give you some more money?
I'm not gonna jinx it at this point.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go with it.
And then the heaviest box was full of just Nintendo Power.
And you didn't have any Nintendo Powers, and now you've got more than I did.
Yeah, I was not a Nintendo Power collector. I've never actually bought a Nintendo Power magazine, so the whole collection is from that.
What about this?
What are you talking about, man? Babysitting Mama. Yeah, this is kind of an odd story. Not that long ago, maybe a year or 2 ago, I was like, you know what? I want to get all the kind of Cooking Mama game series stuff, and this is, sort of an offshoot of that. And it's just a hilarious thing that Amazon still had it. You could get it new from a couple sellers, and it's like $18.
It comes with a game too.
Yeah, game is. I think he's in like the baby's butt or something. No, it's in the back. It's in the back of the box. But I didn't open it because I'm not sitting around playing Babysitting Mama.
You're just sitting around having babysitting.
I'm just sitting around having Babysitting Mama, having baby. Sitting mama.
Pretty good setup you got here.
Yeah, I kind of put out some of my, more liked amiibos.
Are these shot glasses?
Those are shot glasses.
Oh,
Capcom shot glasses.
Where'd you get these?
My friend got them. He used to work at Best Buy, and they were doing like some promotional game-related stuff when they started selling the pre-owned games and taking trade-ins, and that was one of the prizes that they had. And he was like, I don't need these.
Yeah, I like the Arthur one.
Yeah, they're pretty great. And I was like, that's a unique little thing.
Why, I gotta ask, this has been bugging me for a while.
Good luck getting it out of that shelf.
I can't get it out. I'm going to get it out. I did it.
It's to protect from thieving.
So, Metal Storm, one of your probably more valuable NES games you got, you haven't had this that long.
No.
And it is in this blue case. Why? It bugs me. Okay. Why is it inconsistent? Why is it not with the rest of your NES games in alphabetical order?
Because I haven't gone through and reset the game shelves. You know how it is. You get a new game, you keep it alphabetical. You got to move everything down. Yeah. Pretty good condition.
The front is good. Top label's rough.
Front's great. Yeah, top is rough. Really, if I just kind of stuck it down, if you can see.
You can make it acceptable.
But this
what did you pay for that? I mean, that's a pricey game.
I didn't pay anything for this.
You didn't pay anything.
The Super Mario RPG, it was kind of in rough shape that I got in that big lot of games, and it was just the box and game. And a friend of mine found this at a Texas flea market for $10. Crazy. And he was looking to sell it at a convention. I was like, well, if you don't sell it at the convention for what you want for it, let's talk about a trade. I think he put 85 on it. It didn't sell.
It should have sold for that because it goes for over 100,
which is pretty low.
I would have thought about it,
that's Texan tightness. That Texan tightness. So he told me, he's like, "Well, it didn't sell. What do you want to do?" I was like, "Well, I just got a big lot of games. Anything you want?" Send him a big picture of it. He's like, "If you give me Super Mario RPG, I'll give you Metal Storm." I was like, "Yup," because I already had a mint one, so. Yeah, I just kept it in there because it's expensive. Is that my most expensive NES game? Probably.
I don't know. I mean, do you have, like, Felix the Cat? Jackie
Do you
Chan's
have any
Action
Rockin'
Kung Fu.
Cats?
I do have Rockin' Cats. That's
Rockin'
getting
Cats isn't
expensive.
that I mean, it's a little expensive.
Like
but
60, 70 maybe.
yeah.
I have Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. That's a close competitor, but that I think is still more loose.
Mhm.
Actually, you got Dragon Warrior 4 complete.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
yeah. If you're
pricey.
talking complete,
I do have Felix the Cat, don't
do you? I really want it.
I? F.
Yeah,
There it is. Felix
yeah.
the Cat. What's that go for? Felix the Cat.
You know, I saw it probably 2.5, 3 years ago, and I didn't have a concept of just how good it was at the time.
Uh-huh.
It was like $35. I know it was considered good. I saw it. A friend was like, "Oh, I've heard things about that," but he thought about getting it, but he didn't. But I've heard it's creeping up toward 100. But I played it.
I've had that a long time.
I played it on stream with Duke when I was testing out the NT Mini's ROM loading feature.
Mhm.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It's
Yeah,
really
the
good.
reason that's blue in that case is because I was like, oh, it's expensive, and yeah, eventually I'll get through and resort. I do the whole put them on top in the general area where it will go until you get to it.
So how did you end up with a Shining Force 3?
That's just another. I have good friends, very good friends. Another guy I know lives locally. He was sort of getting rid of his collection. He didn't play them anymore. And he had a Shining Force 3, which, I've never played any of the Shining Force games. That's why it's the only one I have. But I was like, I should take that one. Yeah, so I pretty much...
you knew it was...
I knew it was worth some money. I was like, some of these games are not cheap. And he's like, I just want them to go somewhere where they're going to get...
What else did you
used.
get rid of that you didn't buy?
There's a lot of Saturn stuff. Let's see. So it was that. I think Clockwork Knight was his.
Mm-hmm.
Mystaria was another one.
Yeah.
And I think there were some NES games. Dragon Warrior 3.
Mm.
Dragon Warrior 3 was another on NES. But it's been a while. That was a while back that I picked those up. Ooh, we don't have to talk about my lack of a good collection.
You got some good stuff.
A couple.
Wonder Boy Monster World.
Little Wonder Boy.
That's where
Did
it's
you
at.
buy this before we featured it so much?
Yeah, I've had that. I found that at a flea market back when you could find good stuff around
Have
here.
you
at
played
flea
through
markets.
it?
Nope.
You got to make that a point.
Yeah, playing through Sega Genesis stuff
Maybe
in
one of the best
general.
games on the system.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
You know,
a big issue. This is kind of the Dave's embarrassment area where it's like I don't play. Like I'm not a
You
big
never
X.
see this area in your episodes.
No, yeah, I don't play a lot of Xbox. I don't
You've
Master System.
You've got a fair number of Master System games, though. What have we got? Because I've only got 2 myself.
I don't have very many.
You've got 2 copies of Ghostbusters. I don't know anything about the Master System version of Ghostbusters.
It's better than the NES one.
It doesn't look great, though.
Yeah, it's not. There really is no good version of it, but slightly better versions, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's just a couple. That was like a lot of games because I had the power base converter for the
rest
Genesis.
on. This is a little pricey, isn't it?
I don't know if
The
it's
Master System
really
version?
expensive, but it's a really, really good game.
Yeah.
The game set guys really impressive.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they have it in their sack.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have Castle of Illusion on the Genesis, because that's kind of an iconic Genesis game.
Yeah.
And I just got that myself,
They're making games.
the-
They're okay.
like a week ago, and I didn't think I would like it nearly as much as I did.
No.
But it's a good platformer, actually.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
Castle Illusion, not one that I've had a lot of time with. For sure.
And we were talking about PlayStation 1 is your favorite system.
Yeah, PS1. I'm probably gonna start doing a lot more PlayStation 1 reviews on the channel as things progress because it's just my favorite. It's probably my biggest collection. If I really,
It doesn't look that big because the cases are so thin.
I think because it's either NES or PlayStation. I think PlayStation just gets it because
Mhm.
we have 3 complete shelves. Got 4 over there, but a lot of those are a lot of doubles over there. A lot of Super Mario Brothers 3s going on over there.
Do you feel like there's anything that you're really missing from the U.S. at least that you're kind of looking for?
You just got Legend of Legai. That was one that you've been. Well,
You
I know there's one.
Yeah, Xenogears.
Oh yeah.
That's my white whale.
And you just refused.
I refuse to pay any. I refuse to pay the same or more than that deal just because I missed it. I literally
What
was
was the
holding
deal?
it as somebody bought it. It was $40 with the strategy guide, and it was mint.
Can you buy? You can still buy PS1 games on Square Enix's online store, but they've got silver bottoms.
Yeah,
But
that's not one of them.
But but you could buy it on Square Enix's store for quite some time after it had been released, because that's what I did actually.
I actually have. Let me look over here, Corey.
Probably early 2000s, I would say.
The silver bottom.
This is the only. I bought this strictly out of curiosity.
Oh, those have silver bottoms.
Oh, the Square Enix.
No, I didn't want to open it because I already have. I got it when it came out, but I just thought it'd be fun to have the greatest hits, but feel like it's just not as well put together. Like it's just cheap feeling.
Yeah.
And then the way they shrink wrap it because they do their own thing, a little disappointing.
Interesting.
No offense, Square Enix.
I mean, I like the idea that PS1 games have been printed this recently.
Get their stuff together when it comes to reprinting their almost like 16-year-old.
But
games.
still, it's cool. It's cool that they do it.
Yeah, because I don't have a greatest hits Chrono Cross. Why not?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna open it though. A lot of those retro game box sites where you can pay monthly and they'll send you some retro games. It'd always be like, get RPGs this month, and generally this shows up because it's like $10 on Square Enix store.
Yeah,
which is criminally low price for how good this game is. Not that I want it to be expensive, but it's
controversial opinion. But we all like Chrono Cross.
You're right. It is controversially correct that Chrono Cross is
maybe one of the best soundtracks of all time. But that's not a controversial opinion.
No, if you don't agree with that, then why are you playing video games?
Yeah.
So I want to pull this game off the shelf, but I'm kind of afraid to.
Classic try always pulls out.
I'm kind of afraid to. I'm going to have to hold things up here.
Marvelous.
That is a game I really want, but I learned something interesting about it while I was working on the...
I don't want to take it out of its really weird grocery bag casing.
Yeah, that if I'm not mistaken, is the
like
first...
cellophane kind
That's
of.
the first game directed by Eiji Aonuma, who has gone on to be the Zelda producer.
Say it again.
Eiji Aonuma.
I would say
Aonuma.
And...
Eiji Aonuma.
And but what's interesting about that is it uses the SA1 chip, which is I'm losing my grip here. I can only hold it up so long.
No, that's a good one to talk about though. Monstania. Anybody? No.
What's that?
It's sort of another like tactics RPG.
You love those tactics games. You love not playing those tactics games.
That's the problem because tactics games take a long time to beat, and Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics was my first real tactics experience that I fell in love with, and ever since then, like any tactics game I like, even if it's like has a dumb story or whatever, just the play style.
Well, what I was going to say about Marvelous was that it uses the SA1 chip, same as Mario RPG and Kirby Superstar and Kirby Dream Land 3, which I didn't know until very recently, which means that there's almost no way to play the fan translation on official hardware other than a reproduction, which I kind of don't really want to do because I don't know how I feel about cannibalizing SA1 chip games. Those being some of the later games.
It's a little ballsy.
Kind of let down? Oh no. What's going to happen
We'll
here?
see what happens. Yeah, can you tell? I might need to reconfigure.
You just...
Might need to reconfigure.
I thought your game shelf, Tio, rewarded you with these shelves some time back on episode of Game Dave.
Put a link.
You're saying it's still not enough?
Yeah, I can't maintain the storyline. It's all a sham. Yeah, I don't know. It's getting to the point where something's gonna have to come off, or I'm gonna have to just get my life together.
It's Captain Rainbow.
Captain Rainbow, my only import Wii game.
Is your Wii soft modded so you can play imports?
Nope.
Wait, but what is it?
Captain Rainbow.
It's developed by Skip, right? I think it's the people that did Chibi Robo.
Yeah, and it's just like this superhero game, and it was sealed.
It's apparently super bizarre, but
I like bizarre Katamari feel games.
How do you get that in there without? Is this the guy?
Yeah, so
everything is so in here, so
tightly. These are the cool, good custom shelves, and then I have these old square shelves I used to use.
But you can't mount them because there's a window behind.
Exactly. Well, if this window wasn't here, I would just get another set of these, so I wouldn't have to deal with this situation. But yeah, it's just barely the right size, so everything is so...
But you can't...
difficult to get out.
Yeah, so it's let me find this game. Oh, no! Oh, now I've ruined everything. All for the camera, just for you guys. Yeah, it's a little frustrating. but it does what it needs to do until I can modify.
Now you were a little conflicted, I remember, about getting these top labels.
Yeah, I'm glad I did.
These top labels for your N64 games. What's interesting is when you buy these, like I think a few different people sell these top labels, but they give you like a sheet that has literally every
you
N64
can buy
game.
specifics, but
So it's kind of collection tracking too.
Yeah, it's a great way because it's like, oh, I already have that. And it just makes it easier if you're going to have them loose. I would prefer to put the same games this way, but then you really don't know what you're...
A viewer sent us every single... Like, they did those, the N64, Master System, Jaguar, and a couple of other systems. Yeah. I use them. I think they look awesome.
Yeah, I think they're great. And the good thing is they're not like stickers. They can come right off. So they don't damage anything. They're easy to get rid of.
I don't know if I could get myself to use them. I love the idea, but I don't know if it fits in with my collection.
And then the fact that it makes it easier for me to tell when I have duplicates. Because it's like, oh, that must be another Banjo-Tooie. Yeah. Which it is. And I pull it off and it's like Snowboard Kids or something.
So you have this mystery game. Have you played it yet?
Unfortunately, I have destroyed the mystery of what this is. This was sent to me by fan of the show, Steven.
That's 3 M's. MMM Steven.
MMM Steven. He runs a retro game store, and he likes to do fun things when labels are destroyed. Here's for your patrons only. It's just Mega Man X. Which is still
that's
not a cheap game.
Is a particular there might be a particular patch applied to it maybe?
Nope,
or
just regular
just
Mega Man 6.
Straight up Mega Man.
It's just somebody...
X.
X. Yeah, it's not 6. 6 is what I'd want to be playing.
I love Mega Man X is way better.
Yeah, Mega Man X.
Oh no, they're both pretty good.
Yeah, X is a great game though.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
That's funny. So did you do anything when you discovered? You just decided?
I was just like,
I'm just gonna do it.
I was like, F it. Let's see what it is. And I was like, oh, it's Mega Man X.
That's
Thanks, Steven.
Kind of a pricey thing to give away, though. I don't know what a no-label Mega Man X goes for.
Yeah, I think the enjoyment that you got out of like waiting for it.
Oh, so this is a
real.
That is an actual Mega Man X card.
Okay. I assumed it was a repro that he had put something special.
No, it was a trade-in that he got at the store. That the label was there was barely any label on it. So he's like, I'll just do this and send it out.
That's a fun way to reuse it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it makes people wonder, what is that?
What is? I don't.
Young Merlin.
What is Young Merlin?
That is a mouse game, isn't it?
Is it?
It is. No, I've never played it. I don't know what it is.
Use the mouse in it, right?
I don't think
it supports the mouse.
Is this from your big box?
It may be. It may be. I don't think I purchased that one myself.
It looks like some sort of, I don't know, adventure
That's the
game.
biggest issue with collecting. Oh, that is actually a seller on Etsy that painted that Cactuar because, I love me some Cactuar. I had to pick it up from her. It was, it's pretty cool.
So I'm going to interrupt the Young Merlin.
Yeah, Young Merlin.
We don't have a lot to say about Young Merlin.
There's just so many games, like
16 megs.
16 megs of power.
Fantasy action.
Fantasy action power. The problem with collecting these games is it's very, very difficult to play all of them. And it's that thing of, I know I'm never going to play every game in this room, and like, well, that's dumb. Why are you buying them? Because your mindset is,
I have to. If I buy it, I have to play through it to the end.
Yeah, you have to play through it to the end, which even for you can be difficult.
It's very difficult. I mean, I've been dancing with 100 unfinished games for 2 years now, and I refuse to cross that 100 threshold. But playing through to the end of the game is very important to my. If nothing else, it helps prevent me from spending too much money.
Yeah, for me, the biggest thing, the reason I keep doing it, and I know there's games that just aren't going to get played that much, and it's just the fact of preserving them, being like, oh, I know here they're going to be safe. So if I'm at a flea market or a thrift store and I see a game, I'm like, I'm probably not going to really play that, but it's just going to sit here, or someone's going to get it and try to flip it and not take care of it. So I think it's more that for me.
Yeah, I understand that. Sometimes it depends on the price. Mm-hmm. I'll buy something, but if I know that it's going to be someone's just going to take it and flip it. You would love to believe in this fantasy world that it's going to be like somebody's holy grail and they finally found it. Mm-hmm. But
it's rare, I think, a lot of times. Because a lot of those thrift stores and flea markets now, they're just getting cleared out by people who buy them up and put them on eBay. That's why I got to
Yeah.
get there earlier. Check every day when Goodwill's get
I
their
do see a
shipments.
copy of Hot News 64 over here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of my few VHS tapes that was
Hot
again in that
News.
giant lot of games that I got.
What can you tell me about? What is this called? Hard-boiled Hero or
Hard-boiled
something?
Hero.
It's a-
Hanjuku Hero.
It's a series of SquareSoft RPGs
Mhm.
that were only in Japan, but I don't know that much about. I don't think there's fan translations because I was thinking a few weeks ago. I'm like, I'm probably pretty close to owning all of the SquareSoft games that were not released in America. And then I looked up the list. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about Romancing Saga. I forgot about the Egg Game.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of eggs, yeah, it's mostly hard-boiled. They're monster eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So you get these little monster eggs and you fight with them and things like that. This is the sequel to the Famicom game. Because I wanted to do a Fami Corner on the original Hanjuku Hero, but I couldn't because there is no fan translation. So if anybody out there does fan translations, please fan translate in order the Hanjuku Hero series. There's one guy who started one, and he had it almost finished, but he never released it. He was working on it, and I found this deep dark web forum that was old, and I found his email, and I emailed him. I was like, hey, do you have that translation? Does it exist? I'd love to, use it for Fami Corner, and maybe I'll share it out with the fans. But I didn't hear back, so who knows?
Shame.
Maybe one day.
I'd like to know more.
Yeah, it makes a lot of... It's Squaresoft's Parodius, where
Mhm.
they make fun of themselves and a lot of the Square properties, which is kind of fun.
I'd love to play something like
Yeah.
that. Was it here? I think it was here. I don't know where it was anymore. Oh no.
Yeah, it
Oh
definitely
wait. Oh, it was
Yeah,
here. This
yeah.
is
It's probably in that big rectangular spot.
Super Famicom.
I had no idea there was a Front Mission 5.
Yeah, this
I thought 4 was the last one.
this is Japanese, of course.
Yeah.
I got this with my Japanese PS2 that I finally got from Steven found it for me.
That's a
He's
series
looking forward for us is
that I've been afraid
game
to
to
get into, but
right,
it's got a lot of fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's mech games aren't my thing.
It's a tactics game, though. I think, right?
Yeah, that's kind of why he kind of threw it in there for me, which was nice of him. Yeah, PS2 is a system that I think right now you better get your PS2 games now, because I just
You think it's about to hit that nostalgia peak?
yeah, because PS1 games are going up and it's harder to find them in good condition too. That's my big thing. The longer you wait, the harder it is for you to find them in good condition. Like I should have been buying boxed Famicom games a while ago, but I waited, and now you can get a loose Famicom game like $8, and then you want it boxed. Sometimes they're $100 on eBay because they're just sought after. It's hard to find.
PS2 right now, it's not too bad, but you're right. And same thing with original Xbox. Stores are selling those for buy two get one.
Yeah.
They're all dirt cheap. But with the Xbox One was just announced as getting backwards compatibility with Xbox
They're gonna
games,
go up.
and they might start going up.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, the good thing about my collection is I already have all the games you need: Fusion Fury and Driver 3. So I have all the Xbox classics.
Oh, you don't have Bloodwake.
I don't have Bloodwake.
Everyone who has an Xbox should play Bloodwake.
Everybody should have Dead or Alive Ultimate.
really.
I got Conquer though. Conquer's not bad.
Yeah.
I got some things. D&D Heroes is an exclusive if you like D&D. Fable, you gotta have your
You
favorite
do have
Halos.
Panzer Dragoon Orta.
This is
like,
kind of a unique game. Halo, have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon. It's the only Panzer Dragoon game I have, so that's pretty good.
you ever notice this about Sneak King? I always thought this was an Xbox 360 exclusive game.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's a dual.
You can play the same disc in either system.
Dual format.
But you can
Cheat to camera. Cheat to camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it says Xbox
like a
with
360, but no 360 on it.
well, it's just like the Metal Gear Solid that they released for PS1 in the PS2 style box. It says PlayStation
Right.
on the side without
Yeah,
the
yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Sneak King, did you actually get this right from Burger King, or you find it someplace?
Dude, I don't remember.
Oh,
Xbox.
this is a big deal when it came out.
There's major sales. Yeah, there's very few Xbox games. I'll embarrass myself a little bit. The only Xbox games that I really seeked out were Lost Odyssey,
Yeah.
Blue Dragon.
Oh, you do have Bloodwake.
I do. I know. It's funny that you
What
said
is
that.
Bloodwake? What is it?
Bloodwake's it's kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's kind of a joke.
but what is it?
It's like a car combat with boats.
Pretty unique. But for me, for Xbox, it really is, Blue Dragon, people don't seem to like. Lost Odyssey, the Halo games, because I did play a lot of Halo. I bought an original Xbox when they came out, but really all I played on it was Halo. Like, we would do 4-player Halo matches, and I just kind of, felt I have Conquer, but, not that I'm a huge fan. Fable was a major thing at the time, but Jade Empire,
Yeah.
can't beat that. Metal Gear Solid 2. Xbox edition. So it's just not my my bread and butter. I'm a Sony boy, not a fanboy. It's just a lot of the exclusives are on PlayStation. The exclusives, easy. The exclusives I would buy are on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So even with the PS4, it's the same way. A lot of the exclusives that I'm playing are like NIS games.
You do have. This is like very much a guilty pleasure for me, and
I like the Dead or Alive series.
Yeah, well, I love.
It's great
I love
volleyball. It's
think,
really good volleyball mechanics. That's why you play it.
But I think it's just like it is a fun game.
Yeah, and Onichambara, I had to get the Xbox of Onichambara.
Yeah.
That's an exclusive. So the Banana Split edition is right here. You never know when you want some ice cream. Talk about cream in it, am I right?
But, I think something.
Cut that. Please cut that.
I think
I'm gonna be cutting it. I'm not.
Cut it. Leave it in. Oh, try. Look, here you go. Got this recently. What's that?
That's a Final Fantasy 11 Chocobo.
That's my boy. It is, and I hate it because this stupid idiot can't stand.
Oh man.
So
I knew a guy who used to call them Chocobos.
I had a friend that called them Cocobos because he thought the H was silent.
This Chocobo's butt feathers are all.
Go to Cocobo.
Okay. Well, the Chocobo's butt feathers, like, you can get them down, but then they won't stay down.
Butt feathers.
I'm not looking at his butt feathers.
But I used to think that the Final Fantasy 11 Chocobos were so ugly
because their faces are.
But
freakish.
I played so much of 11 that I got used to it. But
I need more separation between their beak.
The beak and the face. It just kind of all goes together.
Dark Rose Valkyrie. I just saw it and it was.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap, so I picked it up. I don't know.
It looks kind of like
just
Valkyria Chronicles kind of.
Anything that looks vaguely RPG-ish, you want to buy.
Yes, any exclusive PS4 game that looks like a Japanese
I feel really bad for people
game
trying to go for like complete sets of PS4 games because it seems like there's just like random weird stuff.
Yeah,
that nobody ever talks about.
And that's what sucks is I like that stuff. Like God Wars just came out, NIS, Witch in the 100. I had to get the Revival Edition.
Is it like a complete edition?
Yeah, and it's updated for the PS4 because PS3. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see if Game Dave the show will ever let me play Game Dave games for Dave, the Dave of Game Dave, because I get screwed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of the same case with us. A lot of people may not really realize what a PlayStation guy you are because you love RPGs, but it takes so much time to play RPGs. So people think of you as a Nintendo guy because the Nintendo games are so much quicker and more accessible to do videos on.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think, oh, do you guys not, about us, they think we might not be big RPGs guys, but we love RPGs.
Yeah.
But we don't have time to play them.
I was like super distracted as I watched the floppy Chocobo. Just like, you gotta understand.
What about
this
this?
floppy
RPGs.
Chocobo? But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Like, there's just that issue of the sword. That issue of feeling guilty when you're playing a game for fun. But yeah, that's a little.
You drop that on your toe.
It's gonna go. You're gonna be going to hospital.
If you swung that at somebody's head, they would die immediately.
This is a legitimate blunt weapon.
And
it's
so freaking cute.
Just in case someone breaks in, right?
Yeah.
I cannot believe how heavy this is.
And if you're a Game Day fan,
is
you'll be seeing it in the show.
Filled with like materials that are going to kill me?
I think it's solid aluminum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
heavy boy.
Woo!
Someone's dying.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, so I went through this whole thing. The reason I even have this Chocobo is because I went through a Chocobo plush phase, and I got an FF7 Chocobo and an FF. This one was included.
That Chocobo's Tails Chocobo is solid looking. That's a good looking Chocobo.
Yeah, and I also have the orange girl version as well.
I have a Chocobo coin bank.
Oh. I think I've seen it. It's this style, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then look, and then there's this game I haven't played.
Why
And this
do you
game.
got 2 copies of World of Final Fantasy? You gotta. Steelbook and...
Man, you can't show your pages. This is very embarrassing, like the dumb, weird things I do with my games. So,
Like, you have 2 copies of this game?
so when it comes to the big heavy hitters and the big RPGs that I look forward to, and there's a limited edition. A lot of times, we're like, oh yeah, get the best edition possible. Okay, so that's where I start. I got the big collector's edition of World of Final Fantasy. But then it's like, oh, if I just get the solo release, I don't have to open it, and I can leave it. But here's the other issue.
I hate
So-
these kind of boxes.
Oh.
I hate like non-standard.
I don't
boxes.
like the cardboard style boxes either. The sort of there's like a special name for these. I'm not like storybook.
They're
style.
supposed to be limited editions, but they feel so much cheaper.
But here's the issue. So the collector's edition comes with the standard box.
Like that's one you want to open.
Oh.
not that one.
Yeah, but in the limited edition comes in this box. So now I'm like, well, I gotta figure out how to play it. I'm gonna have to buy the standard game, so I have 3 copies of it. So it's so dumb. It's that thing of like, why are you buying it if you're not using it?
You could open it and play with the goodies inside, the bonus
I know.
goodies that you paid for.
I know, it's like, where am I gonna put a big cardboard storybook 3D thing in this already insane room? But I did the same thing with. So Zodiac Age is coming in July. And I've never played Final Fantasy 12. It's going to be my first experience playing it. You guys think I'm going to love it. We'll see. You can't name the main character. It's stupid. But they have the limited edition Steelbook, like they
Right.
did with the original.
The Steelbook is sold out now. I didn't get the Steelbook.
Yeah, so I pre-ordered the
I
Steelbook.
did.
And then when the standard came up, I bought the standard so I could have the Steelbook and the standard
See, when it comes
release.
to Steelbook, though, I mean, you don't mind opening the Steelbooks? Or
I generally don't prefer to. I like to open the standard.
you
So
didn't get the standard of Valkyria Chronicles?
no, I didn't because I don't know as much. It's that connection. Like I'm
Yeah.
super connected to like Final Fantasy. So FF15, I got the Steelbook limited edition and I got a standard copy as well.
Yeah.
Which I showed in the video because I was like, you know what? Here's a little taste of the embarrassment.
And you did get Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5.
Yeah, I figured if I that's another story. So Kingdom Hearts, not a big fan. I was talking to Corey earlier today about, you know, when I was younger, we would sit around and watch each other play RPGs. And Kingdom Hearts is one that my friend always played, and I was, this is stupid. This is goofy, and there's goofy. So
Yeah.
I just didn't like Final Fantasy and Disney in my Final Fantasy, so I never played them, but
It's kind of its own thing, really.
yeah, it's that thing that I
it's
want to get into it, but
the Disney stuff and the Final Fantasy stuff is just
I like
it's
the-
there, but it is its own thing.
yeah, when I get into it, I was like, I'll play the PS4 versions, you know, get my trophies on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't
it's
cared
weird.
about trophies since starting the YouTube channel because I don't have time to care about trophies anymore.
What is
Yeah,
this?
Oh yeah, so there's another weird. So
Oh yeah, you picked that up at Too Many Games
Yeah.
last year, didn't you? Or
yeah,
maybe 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Yeah, this is when Joe Redifer from GameStack came into our hotel room after I destroyed our bathroom. I was like, you know, I've never met Joe from GameStack, and I was like, hey, I gotta use the bathroom, and then I hear a knock. Hey, Joe's coming down to the room. I'm like, no, there's a monster happening in here. Hey, I'm Dave. That smell? That's me. Yeah, so this is like a cute little robot Tamagotchi style game. In Japan, having console-style Tamagotchi games is a big deal, which just didn't translate over here. We'd rather just have a little pocket thing. But yeah, it's like you just take care of it, kind of like Dino Breeder, which is a Game Boy series where you take care and raise a dinosaur. It's only a Japan-exclusive series. And that's the Wiimote for babies. Yeah, it just holds candy. I think they gave those out when they released the Wii.
The candy looks like it's pretty good.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's... That's the limit. It's exclusive candy. I couldn't get rid of it.
It's
Can't unwrap that.
Bubblegum Smarties.
Yeah, probably would kill you if you ate it now. Cyanide's slowly turning into a cyanide capsule.
Yeah. Have you played this? Because we love this game.
Yes.
Have you played all the way through? You beat it?
No.
Oh man, you gotta beat this.
I'm not a backlogger. I have a backlogger account, but I'm not good
This
enough.
is maybe the best game on the system.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know about all that.
You
It's between that and Mario Galaxy.
Hey,
Yes.
good luck. You sure? I'm pretty sure everyone knows the go-to game on the Wii is Safecracker, the ultimate puzzle adventure.
Made by the Adventure Company, a Dreamcatcher Interactive Inc. company.
You're catching dreams. You're having an adventure. You're cracking safes. Yeah, you just go around and crack safes.
Have you beat any Wii games?
Have I beat any Wii games?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Is there any games here that you have finished?
Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Galaxy.
Didn't beat Galaxy, but again, I'm not a big Nintendo guy, you know. All the Wii branded Wii games, obviously. Got pretty far in Zack and Wiki. Mario
I have tried
Kart.
a copy of Zack and Wiki.
And then I got another one.
And then you got it back.
Trauma Team. Big fan of Trauma Team series. Smash Brothers.
Pokken
A lot
Tournament?
of it. Kirby, huh?
Pokken Tournament?
No.
Chocobo's Dungeon.
Haven't completed that one.
It's a pretty good game.
Kokobo's Dungeon. Yeah. Mario Kart 8, obviously.
Fire Emblem? I got my copy of Fire Emblem at the Nintendo World Store. After the Wii U was already out. And they had like a whole rack of them.
Yeah, this was a thrift store find. Fire Emblem Radiant.
It's an expensive game now.
Dawn, yeah. It was expensive.
I've heard
when
it's
I was at the
ridiculously hard. Is that true?
It's the hardest Fire Emblem that has come out in the U.S. Although I think Fire Emblem Fate's Conquest is supposed to be pretty hard. I haven't played it yet, though.
Yeah, see, I actually got a Wii pretty late. I didn't get it at launch. So, my mom bought a Wii before I did.
You got this, too.
Yep. Onichan Bar, I got to complete,
gotta
complete the set. That's the biggest issue with me, and I think that's why I have so many unplayed games, is I'll find one game that I really like in a series, and it's that thing of, well, I have to have every game in that series, even though there's no time to play them.
There is no time.
Nope. As Eric Lappy would say from Retroware TV, there is no time.
So is there anything else here that you want to say anything about?
Let's see.
No,
If you could pick one game that we did not grab off the shelf that you think has to have its time in the My Life in Gaming Patreon
Well,
spotlight.
obviously, it's always going to be Suikoden 1 and 2.
And there's a story to your little Suikoden 2.
Yeah, so I have a slightly different Suikoden 2 now. Let's get those out. We'll just get the whole shebang here. Yeah, so I got a nice, mint copy of Suikoden 2, and I had a Suikoden 2 from way back when, and we were at Too Many Games last year, and I knew I was going to be doing a Suikoden 2 review this summer, and my Suikoden 2 had like a sticker on the manual.
Because it was a rental store copy.
Yeah,
but otherwise, pretty darn good condition.
Yeah, works great, but it was a rental store copy, and I had that sticker on it. It was the first Suikoden game I played, and I fell in love with the series after that because it's the best game ever made. And then Try was looking for a copy.
I've been looking for a copy for half my life.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? If I can get a good enough bundle of this with something else, if I buy this, do you want my Suikoden 2 that I already have? Because that way I'll know it's going to a good home, and it's not going to be... That's what I told him. I told Try, very specifically, if he ever gets rid of it, or is planning to get rid of it, which he wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Of course I wouldn't.
I'm going to buy it back, just because that's the first one.
But you sold it to me for... I had already gone over my Too Many Games budget, but you offered it to me for a price that I could not pass up.
Was it last year or the year before?
It was last year.
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I cannot believe I own a...
And that video is coming this summer, for sure.
It is absolutely coming, and it will be...
You don't want to let down Jimmy.
I can't let down Jimmy. It's the summer of Suikoden this year, so Suikoden 2 review is coming. Expect something similar to my Suikoden 1 retrospective, and it'll probably be July. So expect it to be late. Expect it to be late.
I know that feeling.
Have you even started it yet?
I have some footage captured, but doing it all RGB.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, is that about...
That's going to wrap it up, probably.
That wrap it up?
Yeah.
Well...
Thanks for coming over.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Yeah, we're about to go to Too Many Games tomorrow. Get crazy.
Yep. By the time you see it, it's already happened.
Yeah. Do you have room for them? But you're going to get them anyway.
I'm going to buy 2 games at Too Many Games. Breath of Fire 1 and 2, that's it.
Only ones you're looking at.
That's not true.
No, I'm going to buy way more.
But are you looking for those complete?
Yeah, so that I don't expect to find them because I want them complete and in good condition. So I think it's unlikely.
I know that one has a weapon sheet and a map.
Yep, so there's two pieces of paper I need to pay $30 extra.
But you know what you end up grabbing is never what you think it's going to be.
No, it's always going to be some surprise, and then I'll end up doing a video on it, hopefully.
Yep.
All right, well, thanks for watching.
See you later.
Yep.